Hello everybody on the internet watching, and after 12 weeks of running the stock car role-playing game League with myself and 24 of my best friends in the whole wide world, we have reached the end. We have reached the final race of a very interesting and very fun season. We are at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the longest race of the whole schedule. 200 laps, 10 plus pit stops are going to separate the winners from the losers here. It's your last chance, if you haven't yet, to win a race. Race 1 was won by Health Insurance, who dominated the Daytona opening race and started off his amazing start in the championship points race for the first half of the season. It was the guy to beat. The second race was a train robbery by Sideswipe. His first of 2 victories after a pit strategy put him a lap up everybody else, and he ran away like a bandit. Race number 3, Darlington, the egg, won by support Gay Bees, who has had an absolutely tremendous season, especially in the back half here, to lock herself into the number 1 in the points going into Atlanta. Race 4, when the league really came into its own, when we increased our numbers to 21 racers for the Martinsville race, was dominated by 4 people, but eventually won out by newcomer Logie Kara, who is hoping to get another win today after a very strong car shows great promise here at the high banks of Atlanta. Race number 5, the second super speedway race at Talladega, once again won by Sideswipe. With some fuel advantage trickery, was able to secure the number 1 spot for that for his second win. After that was Rockingham, and perhaps the greatest race in the league we've seen so far, after Pin made a last lap pass on Firestar Rocks for that win, for his first of 2. And Pin is hoping to carry this late season momentum. He's been doing incredibly well in the last 6 races ever since that Rockingham shot in the arm. He's mathematically eligible for the championship at the end of this race. In fact, let's go to the points now. And let's talk about this. So, support Gay Bees and Aquatic, the spotlight are on them. Gay Bees, a phenomenal performance from start to finish, all the way from that first win at Darlington. She's been able to... She's had her issues, on again, off again. She had the DNF, or not DNF, but not a great finish at Martinsville. But the races she did do well at, she was a top 10 contender. And her rival right now is Aquatic, 13 points back. Aquatic has yet to win a race in the league, but he has gotten his way this far by being ultra consistent. The only person rivaling the amount of top 10s that Aquatic has is support Gay Bees. 9, that average finish of 7.8 is nuts. With 1 pole position under his belt, Aquatic is hoping to be a little bit of an outside favorite here to take Bees' victory away. And Pin, again, ever since that win at Rockingham, parlaying that into an amazing second half of the season, is 57 points out. Pin needs support Gay Bees and Aquatic to have a terrible race today and also finish in the top 5. If all of those stars properly line up, Pin could walk away as your champion here. Unfortunately, Sideswipe is just slightly out of the running here by just a hair couple of points. After Rockingham, we had the Richmond Heat races, which I'm probably not going to run again. I tried to shake things up by doing a dirt track heat race format, two qualifying races to get into the feature. But the point is, KO dominated start to finish on that night for a fantastic race by him for his first win. After that was to the concrete banks of Dover, where Dan Carino, the Pro Hybrid 42 Miami Dolphins car, was able to have a really amazing finish. After that was Pocono, where things really got heated in the championship points belt, as we had 6 people within 20 points of one another. With only 4 races left to go in the season, everything was on the line. Bees would eke out a win at Pocono after Marshall was disqualified, and unfortunately after that, Maestro did not... he nosedived in the points. Maestro, if he didn't have an illegal amount of points spent for that race, he would have had a solid lead in the last couple of races here. But unfortunately, he's all the way 80 points back in 8th. He's going to be trying and fight for that 4th place spot, is the best he can hope for this race, I believe. After Pocono was Phoenix. And then we had Watkins Glen. Pin took home the Phoenix at the squash, the squash trial race for his 2nd win. And Elite 710 finally with a win after doing so many interesting strategies took home Watkins Glen, the race that was cursed by the Hungry Tire barrier last week. And all of those events has led to this. Can you believe that this has been going on for 3 months, week after week? And we are here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. This track is nuts. So, I'm looking at the race info here. 24 degrees of banking. Not quite the banking you'd see at Bristol, but basically we are going to see a shrunk down version of Daytona. You won't exactly be able to put the gas down through the whole track, but it's damn near close. This is one of the fastest tracks we have on the schedule. And because of that, we've seen a lot of people go into aerodynamics. Let's actually talk about the meta there as a little bit. So how this race was set up was, for the first time this season, there was no difference between the Pontiacs, the Chevrolets, the Dodges, or the Fords. Everybody started at 0 points in every single stat. The kicker was that everything was 1 point to upgrade, except for chassis and engine, which was very expensive to upgrade. The holy grail stats that have carried some people to victory over this season were almost untouched by a lot of people just because of how expensive those stats were to upgrade. So we are seeing a lot of driver skill, hits, and aerodynamic build. Pretty much everybody in the field has maxed out their aerodynamics stat. The problem with that is, for every point over 60 in your engine, aero, or chassis stat, your reliability goes down by 1 point. And this is the longest race on the schedule, 200 laps. You need your car to survive that whole distance. So do you set your aerodynamics to 100 and take that 40 reliability mark, or do you undershoot it and hope that luck is on your side, or reduce the chances of your car exploding? We've seen a lot of hopes and dreams dashed in this league due to DNFs. You don't earn any finish bonuses for DNFing in this league. You will still get any bonus points for having led a lap if you happen to lead the most laps if you got the pole, but you won't get any finish bonus from DNFing. So you do not want your season here to end at a DNF. And if that happens for either of our leaders, Aquatic or Bees, or both, Pin is going to hopefully capitalize on that. Let's go to our spotlight here. So, oh yeah, pit window is every 20 laps. That's... the AI might end up undershooting that for 18 laps, 17 laps. And if that's the case, we're going to have like 11 pit stops, 12 pit stops maybe. And that's not including yellow flags. So lots and lots of pitting happening here. Our first spotlight is our championship points leader, Support Gay Bees. And if luck couldn't be on her side anymore, herself driving the 39 Miku racing car, the Project Diva Megamix Plus car. I'm not super into Vocaloid lore, but apparently August 31st, today's date when this race is happening, is apparently like her birthday. So everything's coming together for her. Unfortunately, she did not get her stats in time for the Tuesday time trials, so we don't know exactly how she's going to fare, but it looks like she is going the route of the dominant strat. All season long, Bees has been going the I believe she calls it bimbo strats. 0 pit, 0 driver skill, all chassis, engine, and aero, depending on what the dominant meta is. And again, we have another car going 100 aero, but that's 60 reliability. Do you want to risk that as the points champion? I was expecting Bees to play it a little bit safe, but what do I know? With so much on the line and nipping at her heels is Aquatic in the number 14 critically acclaimed Final Fantasy 14 car. He's completely changed up what he's doing from the test session. He tried out lots of engine and chassis, but he switched to driver skill and aero. Driver skill does not impact your reliabilities, and it's basically your minor handling stat. So he's going to go with that. He has a slightly higher reliability at 75, so he has less of a chance of breaking down, but we all know that RNG is bullshit anyways. And he's going much less into engine as well. So comparing that to Bees again, Bees has 140-40, and so I think Aquatic is going to be slightly more maneuverable in the corners, but hopefully Bees can put the rubber down on the straightaways and hopefully make some gaps between the two of them. However, neither Aquatic or Bees won their Tuesday test races with their teammates. On Tuesday, not only do you run a bunch of time trial laps in order to see how you stack up against everybody, you also run a 10-lap race with everyone of your make. So all the Chevrolets race, all the Pontiacs race, all the Fords race, all the Dodges races. And these are your race winners. So Pin, our outside hopeful for the championship, who needs both Aquatic and Bees to have some sort of misfortune befall them, won his Pontiac race. This car is incredibly fast, and he hit upon what seems to be the dominant strategy for this race is the 100 driver skill, 100 aero build. The two really cheap stats to upgrade. It turns out if you put points into the thing that's cheap, you have a good car. So that's what Pin is doing. He's going to completely rely on driver skill for his handling, very little in chassis, and hopefully that 90 aero, 44 engine can help carry him in. That 70 reliability is a little sweat-inducing, but you need a good car here and you need to gamble if you're going for the win, so I agree with that for Pin. The winner of the Dodge race is Sideswipe, who was dominating the earlier parts of the season. He was rivaling with Chrono Helton in the first half of the season, but unfortunately has hit quite a major plateau, and after a bad finish at Watkins Glen, pretty much made it so that he could not fight for the championship, but he is fighting for a third win. If Sideswipe wins today with his monster car here, again doing that 100 driver skill, 100 aero build, he's the most winningest driver in the league, and that is on the line for him now. Championship or no championship, you can't take those 3 wins away from him. He's had an amazing season. The winner of the Ford race is Drooby Dooby. Drooby Dooby attempted a full send. Who gives a care about reliability, max speed, 100 aero, 90 engine car. Handling is for idiots who go slow. He did end up dialing that back. He's doing 77 driver skill and 90 aero and dialed the engine back to 61, but we should see Drew go like stink either way. The fast food car. Drew joined late to the league. He joined in 5 races in. He joined us at the Talladega race, so unfortunately that sort of already means that he wasn't fighting for the championship. But man, has Drew been the guy to watch the last couple races. He got top 5 at Pocono, and his last 2 races have been 3rd and 3rd. Drew has been doing amazing, and we're definitely going to keep our eyes on the burger car as the race progresses. And the winner of the Chevrolet race is Logie Cara, looking for that win since that one-hit wonder at Martinsville in week 4 of the league. And again, the 100 aero, 100 driver skill. Now, Logie Cara actually got the second fastest time in Tuesday time trials behind Sideswipe. And that was with the 50 driver skill, 100 aero. So Logie ended up leaking his stats to everybody. So everyone is like, oh, 100 aero, huh? 100 aero? 100 aero? So that's probably why everyone in the league is doing 100 aero. But let's actually talk about those Tuesday time trial times, because again, along with those races that we run, everybody runs a couple of laps, and then the average of your fastest laps gets put together. You get to see who the fastest time was, but not what they... Sorry, you get to see who the fastest time was, but not who got it. So you can sort of see how far behind the fastest car you were. And Sideswipe, number 1, and Logi Kara not too far behind, just 0.1 behind. You know who isn't on this list at all? Aquatic and Bees are not on this list. Like I said, Bees was unable to get her stats in on time, which is fine. She got it in for this race, so hoping she can pull it out there. But the both of them are doing the meta build, so I don't think they're going to be too stressed here. But Pin also hit on that 100 driver skill, 100 arrow pretty early on. And I believe that is the 7th fastest time there. And yeah, a lot of dodges here this week. I think we're going to see Dodge do fairly well. Sideswipe has left his stats completely unchanged. Yeah, Sideswipe did leave his stats completely unchanged, which is the mistake every Pontiac made at Watkins Glen. Pontiacs did amazingly in the Tuesday tests, and then we all decided to sort of Voltron our stats together, and then all of us did bad. So we've learned our lesson on that. So good for Sideswipe not to not to fiddle with stuff that's working. So we should see Sideswipe be one of the major players here in this race to watch out for. Alright, qualifying is underway. The race will kick off in 3 minutes. So this is your last chance to grab yourself a nice delicious drink, maybe something to eat, because we've got a lot of racing left to go in the last race of the Stock Car Role-Playing Game League. StarFox230 in chat surprised that he got third place with that 29.0. I forget what stats. I think you were doing like a full vroom vroom build, I think. Maybe smoke a little more. Yeah, again, unfortunately, I didn't have time this week. I've had a very busy last 2 weeks, unfortunately. I had a lot of plans for how to present this stream. I was going to do, like, a video package on, like, a summary of the whole league and stuff, and I was going to do, like a wrestling pay-per-view promo for this race, but, sadly, time is elusive, and this is sort of the best I could do right now. What I did do, finally, was make the game not look like shit. I finally figured out how to alter the graphics in a way after banging my head against it. It's a very simple fix, and I feel silly, but hopefully this race is probably going to be the nicest looking of any of the previous 11. So look forward to that. Yeah, I didn't have enough slots left, because if we talked about every car, we'd be here forever. But I do want to bring up Beefy's full send strat. Beefy, I don't think, is doing any handling whatsoever. 0 driver skill, 0 chassis. And he's full going into engine and aero. So that 69 OnlyFans car is going to be one to watch out for, to see how that strat goes when everyone else, like, will he be absolutely outhandled in the corners? Will he zoom away from everybody and get enough distance in the straightaways? We shall find out. Me watching at 630 360p on mobile data. Dang, I hope you'll be able to see the race fine, I feel, but I think the issue is the ticker on the left side. Everyone watching on mobile data, I'm flattered. I'm glad you'll lose your limited data per month in order to watch this. Alright, good luck, Drew. I'll see you later. The VOD will be uploaded to YouTube. And same with you, Bees. Unless that was you saying same, that you're also watching on data. Well, the skybox changed, and that means I believe we are ready to go, go, go. Let's run down our starting grid as soon as the camera responds. Okay, let's run down the starting grid. Pole position, Sideswipe. No surprise there with how much he's dominated in the time trials. And outside of him, second place in the championship points, Aquatic, nearly nailing those 5 bonus points for the pole position. Huge start there for Aquatic. Starting behind them in third is Marshall in the 05 Turtle Wax car. Outside of him, Starfox 230 with the Vroom Vroom Strat in the JD Barnes 23 Dodge. Behind them, KO is on the inside of Grample in the 12 NVIDIA car and the 3 Gamer Crew car respectively. Behind them, TG on the inside of Logi Kara. Behind them, it's Poketer and Quill in the 86 Otterbox Ford outside of him. Behind them, fan favorite Knight Rider Ace. On the outside of him, Firestar Rocks in the 91 Sly Golds car. Auxilla in the dual Super Monkey Ball Chevrolet. And Elite 710 on his outside. Unfortunately, my game is slightly loud. That is very loud. Holy cow. Let me turn this down a little bit. Yikes. And look who's together! It's the 2 best friend Fords, Nippo and Drooby Dooby on his outside there. Support KB starting pretty far back in the pack with lots of rice in the 77 Haichu car on her outside. Pin, not a great qualifying for his championship efforts in the 24 Hydro Quebec car. Beefy in the 69 OnlyFans outside of him. Health Insurance and Dan Carino behind them. Alex Ridian and Monty behind them. And that is Surge in the number 8 Blur car behind them. The pace car is entering the pit lane. We are one tri-oval away from starting off the final race of the Stock Car Role-Playing Game League. Go, 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 and already Drew's on the outside. Ooh. Star Fox has to check up and KO gets around on the inside of him. Two by two they go into the tri-oval. Star Fox gets his position back from KO as he shoves him to the outside. Aquatic looking on the outside of Sideswipe, getting pushed by Marshall, but Aquatic goes wide, leaves that frame open. One moment as I fix the overlay here. Everyone branching out to single file behind the leader. There we go. I believe that fixed it. There we go. Sorry about that. Support KBs is fighting her way up the track right now, getting positions on Drooby Dooby. Bees is currently in 12th place. Fighting up, and we have more battles for position here. Aquatic is desperately trying to set up Sideswipe. He's right on that back bumper for that lead. Every lap led matters for Aquatic if he wants to get the championship here. And it looks like he has the car to do it. Further on the battle for Thurl, Aquatic trying to get to the inside. This might be the pass for the lead. No, doesn't get the pass, unfortunately. 3 wide in turn 3. TG is sent high. We're looking at Star Fox 230 in 4th place, who seems to have bunched everyone up 3 wide almost. Grapple KO and TG 3 wide going into turn 4, going into the tri-oval. And now it's a 3-way fight for 1st place. Aquatic once again trying to go on the outside. Marshall pushing sideswipe. And we have a crash! Star Fox is in the wall and Pin crashes! Oh, and what was that? Oh, this is a huge crash! That's Star Fox, that's Quill, that's Beefy. That's Pin, that's health insurance. Huge crash here as the leaders race to the line. That's going to be a yellow flag. Huge crash. I believe Star Fox started it. We're going to go back in time here. Alright, we'll get to pit stops here. We'll see who decides to pit. And then I have the accident. This is a brutal accident. Holy moly. And it looks like everyone is going into the pits. Oh my god, everyone's going in. We're only 8 laps in, so this should just be for top-ups. I don't think anyone's DNF'd yet. Everyone is trying to repair the damage. We'll see if any of it is recoverable. Alright, checking out the logs here. It looks like everyone is doing all tires full gas. Interesting. And look at that. Firestar rocks with that huge 100 pit crew. Immediately off. Oh, no. Firestar rocks was in the crash, sorry. That was earlier. And there we go. Sideswipe barely gets it. Aquatic with not a great pit stop there. Aquatic and Bees, I believe, are running the 0 pit crew strategy here, so they're going to have to do all their driving on the track. All right, let's go back in time here. We have a replay of Star Fox 230. Logi Kara gets on his back bumper, just goes straight into him, plows him right into the wall. Trying to see if... Okay, so it looks like... let me see here. It looks like Poketer barely dodged him. Goes down, clips Quill. I believe Firestar Rocks also gets clipped, and the outside bet for the championship, Pin, right into him. Nowhere to go there. Dan Carino barely getting by, and Beefy going onto his roof. Oh my lord. Holy cow. Vicious crash. Health insurance is also out. Terrible, terrible crash. Firestar Rocks trying to get out of the pit lane. That entire front right of the car just off. Doesn't look super healthy there. I think everyone is off of pit lane. Yeah, pit lane is clear, so there we go. 5 DNFs, and we're not even 10 minutes into the race. Pin is out. Quill is out. Star Fox 230 is out. Health insurance, out. Beefy, out. But Firestar Rocks is apparently going to limp it out here without that front right bumper. Oh, that wasn't reliability, Star Fox. That was Logi getting into your quarter panel. Had nothing to do with reliability. We'll be green this time around. The lights on the pace car going out. And Poketer making out like a bandit from the pit stops there. Firestar Rocks is going to start on the inside, repairing the damage. He is a couple laps down. He's at least 1 lap down. So all the cars on the lead lap will start on the top there. Firestar Rocks will start all on his own on the bottom, hoping for another caution to race the leader back to the line to get on the lead lap. One championship hopeful already out of the race, crashing. The question is, will Aquatic or Bees fall to the same fate? The championship rests between their battle. We're coming out of turn 4. This race will get restarted. The pace car dives for pit lane. And green, 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 the race is back on. Everybody pedals to the metal through the tri-oval, and we're getting this race restarted. Miku starting near the back. And already Firestar Rocks is sort of holding up traffic right now. That damage done to the front. He's already dropped to the back, so this is his race pretty much done. He's just going to be cruising for points if he can, as Poketer is looking to attack the leader. And Marshall might be trying to set up attack, but Poketer is set high and dry. Sideswipe leading divisively. Aquatic, second place in the points right now, is stuck all the way back in 14th place. Slowly fighting his way. He's going to be fighting for position against support Gabe Bees, his points rival. Oxzilla, oh man, Poketer with a pretty bad turn, and he's going to give up positions to both Oxzilla in the 31, and looks like he's able to fend off Logie Kara's charge as Marshall in the Turtle Wax Ford looks high as they go 3 wide in the tri-oval almost. Marshall ducks behind Logie. I'm keeping my eyes on the championship contenders. Let's zoom a little bit out here, as Oxzilla is charging to the front. Holy moly. Bees is fighting her way up. Alex Ridian takes the position on Aquatic. And Bees deep to the inside, riding the apron, forcing a 3 wide in the turn. A robbery as she goes on the inside of both KO and Logie. A fantastic move. And she's going to get 3 positions out of that. Holy cow. Make it 4 as she takes the inside of Logie Kara, and depending on how well she gets in the tri-oval here, Drew might be falling down as well. Look at this, getting a push from KO. No, it looks like the steam is out. Amazing moves there by the points leader. 2 wide between Grample. Grample shoots on the inside of KO for position. Alex Ridian trying to help KO there. Sideswipe decisively in front. Or decisively, sorry. And look at that, Bees trying to look on the inside of Poketer. Aquatic is trying to fight through the same traffic. Unfortunately, Aquatic is losing positions as Marshall passes him high. And there's Drew. Bees is just absolutely fighting through this crowd, but Drew gets a little better of an off the corner. And we have a pit stop from Nippo, unfortunately. Doesn't say anything here about a mechanical failure, unfortunately, so Nippo making an unscheduled stop there. Sideswipe continuing to dominate this race. Auxilla is trying to get inches on, but he is driving away with this race. Now, here is the kicker. I said that Sideswipe wasn't mathematically able to get the championship, but I think he's got the pole position. If he's able to lead the most laps and win, and Bees and Aquatic crash out, Sideswipe might get enough points to win the championship on the completely outside bet that happens. Unfortunately, Bees is caught on the high side here since we've looked away from her, and Aquatic has caught up, but Bees let so many positions go being stuck on that high line. And here we go, the battle between the 2 points leaders. And Aquatic slows in the tri-oval, unfortunately, fighting with Marshall, and now Bees on the inside, hoping to get back those positions she lost. Marshall separating the two of them as well with KO. Bees is pushing her Pontiac teammate Alex Ridian, trying to work that inside line better. And Auxilla is not catching our leader here as we're approaching some lap markers here. Drew and Pocket are fighting it out for third place, sorry. It's good to see Poketer do well here. He's had a very, very not great season. I think the best we've ever seen Poketer do was all the way back at the Bristol race in the second week. He dominated the earlier laps at Bristol, but unfortunately a bad pit stop torpedoed his chances of winning the race, which then Sideswipe went on to win through optimal pit strategizing. Aquatic hoping for position on Marshall. Dives to the inside. Marshall getting really close on KO's rear bumper there. KO trying to go for the block. Gets it. But I think Aquatic has the run going into the back stretch here. Monty and Surge entering the pits. Oh man, as our two championship leaders go at it. Actually, let's stay on this for a little while longer. I was going to show you the gap that Sideswipe has opened up is insane. Nobody's even remotely close to him. As Alex Ridian and Grample move to the pit lane. And oh no! Oh, the contact between the two of them! Aquatic is fine. No, he runs into... Oh no! Aquatic dives into the pit lane. What the hell was that? Emergency pit lane from Aquatic. It's like he got conflicting information about what happened there. Like his spotter was like, "No, you gotta pit this, Aquatic pit this time," and he's like, "Okay, boss." Holy cow! We'll go to the pit lane here as we see a lot of people coming in. There's Sideswipe just entering a lap behind. And Poketer zooming out of the pits. Along with TG, there's your leader, Sideswipe. So we'll get Poketer on the split cam. And we'll also be following as Aquatic, I believe. Almost takes the lead. Aquatic with a really long pit stop there. Probably to recover the damage. So we're going to go split screen here. Will Sideswipe have the lead? No, he's going to get into Firestar Rocks. Bit of a damage there. And this is Poketer for the lead. As he races on the outside, Poketer is going to take the lead here at Atlanta. A blazing fast pit stop from the North Dundas Cabinetry and Woodworking team. As Sideswipe is going to try and hunt him down over the next couple laps. Let's see where Aquatic ended up. Aquatic is currently posted as 16th, but I believe that's just because he exited the pits. We should see his real time here as he rounds the corner. As Sideswipe is very quickly gaining on Poketer. Oxzilla maintaining his high position here in third. And Drooby Dooby, the fast food car, also behind. Yeah, so Aquatic is all the way back in 16th. And look at this! Sideswipe on the rear bumper of Poketer. Poketer's gonna have to do some aggressive driving. Or will he give up the position? He's really high in the corner. Bees did not make it out of there good either. Sideswipe looking on the inside, but Poketer puts the gas down. The battle for the lead here between the 87 and the 7. That number 8 might be weighing down Poketer a bit too much. 165 laps to go. Bumper to bumper racing. Oh yeah, Nippo, we saw Nippo took an early pit stop, an unscheduled pit stop earlier. Let's go split screen. He's lost his rear bumper, so he must have had some sort of incident. Maybe he was involved in that wreck earlier and I didn't see, but Nippo has damage and that might be his race done this early, unfortunately. Sideswipe looking to the inside, it looks like he'll get it. Poketer will get the lap lead, but Sideswipe is going to get back into the lead. Now Poketer needs to not let Sideswipe get away and make sure that he gets those amazing pit stops, because I believe Poketer has really high, or spent a lot of points into pits. So this is Sideswipe's MO. He's going to try and drive as hard as he can while he can. Get as much distance on the track here. Yeah, and I believe Sideswipe is doing 50 pits. So that difference right there is making it. This battle for third place is getting intense as our third, fourth, and fifth competitors are in line as Drew is looking for a passing opportunity to Oxzilla, but Oxzilla has had a fast Chevrolet all night. Drooby Dooby looking to get a pass here. Logie Kara looking in as well. All three of these drivers got insanely fast times during the Tuesday tests. And they are catching up to Poketer. Looks like Drew is less concerned about passing, and that looked like a bump draft earlier, honestly. I'm not sure how good the AI is in this game at doing that. But look at this Auxilla putting on the jets as he makes distance between him and that burger in his rear view mirror. Now Poketer, to his credit, still in that slipstream. He's about as far back as Auxilla was in the last pit cycle. Support Gay Bees and Aquatic still not doing super great. Support Gay Bees is your championship points leader as Nippo makes another pit stop. Searching through the field, looking for some good battles. Grample and KO are going at it. This battle is for 9th place as Grample takes on the inside and tries to power through. Looks like he will. There's me, TG, in the 27 Gatorade Zero car looking to also punish Kevin's mistake. It looks like I will get it. Maybe. No, KO is going to power much harder through the turn than I am, unfortunately. Some lap traffic slowing up our leader as the 8 of Surge gets involved with our race for first. Fortunately, Poketer having a little bit of a tough time getting around him. He's going to have to pass on the outside. That's going to be so slow, dude. As Nippo also streams in. But Poketer keeping pace. The battle between Ox and Logie is still racking up. Logie has a body count for this race now, so I don't think you want to piss him off too badly. But Oxzilla is racing tooth and nail for every position. He's doing fantastic. As Logie is going to get caught up behind the 8s of Surge. And more lap traffic woes for Sideswipe as he tries to get around the 37 of Monty. This huge run by Poketer is going to get stopped by Monty. Poketer could have gotten first place off of that had the cards been dealt a little bit different, but that run got hard stopped. You saw him charge into that. And even though Nippo has damage on that rear bumper, there he is behind Poketer, still in it, going pretty fast. The Drooby Dooby Burger car going around Nippo, though. The two best friends helping each other out. As Monty, Elite, and Surge enter the pits. We might see the next round of pit stops beginning. Support Gay Bees in 13th, Aquatic in 16th. The two players we have our eyes on for the championship points. Right now, if things stand as they are, I believe Bees is your current championship winner. But who knows? As Nippo is challenging, trying to get his lap back here. So Nippo is 3 laps down, unfortunately, due to repairing in the pits. But that is a fast forward he's got. Maybe that back bumper was slowing him down. Knight Rider Ace entering the pits. Logie, Kara, and Auxilla still having a crazy tense battle. Logie looking on the inside, Ox with the block. And oh my god, Nippo! What the heck? Nippo had a run on the high lane. The lane we saw Support Gay Bees drop 4 positions on. He almost had a run at Poketer, but unfortunately he doesn't really have the gas to get there as Poketer enters the pits. Let me quickly check on my laptop who's entering the pits right now. That is Aquatic and lots of Rice entering the pits. I think that's Aquatic. And there's Poketer, there's Ox, there's Logie. So our first round of pit stops has begun. Let's get an eye on Sideswipe here, who I believe is all on his lonesome. Droopy Doobie still out with him. And slowing down on turn 4. Yes, he's going into the pits. There was lots of rice leaving. So here we go. Let's keep an eye on Poketer here. As he leaves the pits. The number 7 a Sideswipe at that 50 pits is going to be a lot faster than most of the competition, but the 100 pits of Poketer is what's keeping him in this race. As Poketer enters turn 3. Let's zoom out. He's entering pit exit. Or the pit entrance, sorry. Sideswipe being like, come on, come on, come on. Goes over the line here, starts accelerating. And Poketer will take the lead. By a lot. Now it's still saying here that Droopy Doobie has yet to pit. Yes, Droopy Doobie is in the pits right now. So Drew might take the lead here. We'll see. No, it doesn't look like it. No, he's not going to accelerate nearly fast enough. But the burger car is still going to be in it here. As Poketer's solidly in first place. Going around the 86 of Firestar Rocks and the 42 of Dan Carino, Pro Hybrid in the Miami Dolphins car. And immediately right to it, Droopy Doobie battling with Logie Kara. Sideswipe about a turn and a half behind Poketer. I'm keeping my eyes on that on my laptop. Oh, Elite DNF'd. Oh no. Okay, I'll switch to Sideswipe cam while I go try and pull that up on my on the time machine there. Yeah, what happened? So Elite goes to pit, takes 4 tires, and then despawns. So he might have had a mechanical failure at some point. Yep, it says here, number 71, broken suspension in wheel number 2. And it was critical. So Elite is our first... Oh, the 31! Oxzilla with a failure of some kind. Where is he? Oxzilla is slowly going into the pits. Oxzilla has had a mechanical failure. He's had a wheel go down. Oh man, sucks for the 31 Dole team. They were going insanely fast here, and he's all the way in turn 2. He might need a tow. Yes, he will need a tow. The question is, will this necessitate a yellow flag? I don't think so with how this video game handles things. Yeah, he's stuck in the middle of turn 2. Oh my god. Oxzilla. We stay green here at Atlanta. So that is just a tire going flat for Oxzilla. After he gets a tow, he will be able to get back into this race, but he's going to be several laps down, and that's going to be his Atlanta goodbye. Oh my god. You hate to see it, it was going so hard. And hey, look, I'm scrolling through players, and look who's fighting for position with one another for 12th place as they go around the number 8s of Surge. Aquatic and Bees are going at it. Both taking opposite ways to pass there. Poketer, almost an entire turn ahead of Sideswipe. Yes, he's one turn ahead, 3 seconds ahead, with Pro Hybrid between the two of them. And Bees and Aquatic respark their battle. Aquatic not yet has won a race here. Neither of our championship points leader are competing for a race win today, but the championship is what's at stake in this battle we're watching. Aquatic needs to finish several positions ahead of Bees, unfortunately, so this single pass will not do it. Aquatic needs to beat Bees and by at least 6 positions in order to claim the championship. So I don't think Aquatic has the card today in order to do it. Poketer being held up by lap traffic. Surge and Monty are slowing him down, and who's that in his rearview mirror? It's the number 7 of Sideswipe. And look, oh my god! Poketer's advantage getting eaten alive here by the Gears of War 37 Ford, and Sideswipe is right there. Finally gets on the... He has to pass on the outside. Look at the Sideswipe is now stuck in the trap. Monty protecting that low. Look, some spotter out there currently is absolutely swearing up a storm about these lap down cars. Holy moly. Dan Carino giving the number 7 a push. Poketer leading the line of cars going into the tri-oval to start lap 59. And here is our battle for first, the 87 of Poketer in the North Dundash Cabinetry and Woodworking Dodge. And oh my god, full sends it into the corner. Unfortunately, doesn't get a great line, has to let up a little bit on that bottom. It's going to take a couple more turns for Sideswipe to set up another attack, but he's going to get a hell of a run here going into the backstretch. Drooby Dooby looking on in this battle in 3rd place. Sideswipe tries on the outside, doesn't find enough. Gets on the inside. Does he have the bumper? Yes, Sideswipe will have the bumper. No, has to let up in the corner. Poketer maintains first. Aquatic is still unable to catch Bees. And I do want to say one thing. Behind these two racing hard, Drooby Dooby, the fast food car behind them, is in 3rd place and gaining. He's gaining on the 2 leaders. Drooby Dooby has been doing absolutely fantastic in the last couple of races, and this race is no outlier. And once again, like, Poketer is doing an amazing job protecting that bottom, trying to kill the runs of Sideswipe. And Drooby Dooby is getting a run here, and Sideswipe, oh my god! Devastating stab into the corner. That was almost contact as Sideswipe takes it. Fed up, kissing Poketer's bumper. He charges into turn 4 there and leads himself a lap. Holy cow. And it looks like Drew, smelling blood in the water, trying to make a move on Poketer. Fortunately, has to break up. The run is broken up into turn 1. What an exciting race for first place. Auxilla is back out on the track racing. He is unfortunately 5 laps down after catching a flat tire. Bees and Aquatic is... And Logie breaks down! Logie's broken down! Another top contender in this race suffering damage. Now if Logie keeps to the apron and stays out of everyone's way, this should be still good as Drew continues to fight Poketer. I'm going to switch to a different camera view as I see what the issue with Logie was. KO entering the pits. Yes, general engine failure with a moderate amount of damage for the 76, so it's unlikely they'll be able to repair it. So we might have another DNF in this race. Holy cow, as Drew looks on the outside of Poketer. Poketer might be going to the pits here. Yes, Poketer is going into the pits, so let's focus on Sideswipe here. The pit lane absolutely filled with smoke as Logikara makes his way down. Picture-in-picture action, Sideswipe, your current leader, and Poketer on the bottom, who's pitting a bit earlier. Drooby-Dooby looking on in the backstretch in third place. And Sideswipe will pit this lap. Aquatic also in the pits. Now this is already the most DNFs we've seen as Poketer leaves the pits. 5 people were involved in a massive crash very early on in the race when Logikara got into the bumper of Star Fox 230. Beefy, Health Insurance, Star Fox 230, Quill, and Championship hopeful Pin were all involved in the crash. Since then, Elite has had to DNF due to a suspension breakage, and I believe that's the left rear. I'm not super familiar with my time codes. And here we go. Poketer going through the tri-oval. And Poketer will lead this race. And Sideswipe will once again have to chase him down with his slightly superior car. Bees is just exiting the pits. Bees and Aquatic have put 0 into their pit crews, unfortunately. And they have lost a ton of positions as Bees is going to go a lap down. Aquatic isn't faring any better. Also a lap down behind support Gay Bees. Poketer trying to make his way around Nippo, who had damage on his rear bumper and is sort of in a recovery drive right now. And look who is behind him. Sideswipe getting around Drew as well. We are going to have a battle right here quick once again. And oh my god, look at the run Sideswipe has. It's not even fair. Poketer still with the yellow stripes on his bumper to indicate that he has not won a race yet this season. Sideswipe has won twice. That train robbery at Bristol and the Super Speedway win at Talladega. And Poketer has not had a great season, and this is arguably the best he's done, period. Trying to fight off a juggernaut, as unfortunately he's going to leave the bottom wide open. And Sideswipe is going to take first place for free. Sort of a huge mistake there from Poketer. Or maybe not. Poketer sends it out of the corner. Oh, they collide, but they're fine. Oh my god, that was scary. The two leaders going at it as they are approaching a lap traffic right now. The 91 of Firestar Rocks moving out of the way. Firestar Rocks involved in that crash, but was able to repair his damage. He's several laps down. 3 laps down. And Aquatic is going to go 2 laps down as these two charge forward. Stuck behind the 31 of Ox. Oxzilla doing amazing in this race, but he caught a flat tire and is now 3 laps down because of it. Heartbreaking there for the 31 dual team. Sideswipe looking on the inside, blocked by Lan. There we go. Good connection. And once again, the two leaders side by side. What an amazing race this is. Oh, Sideswipe once again with a huge stab into turn 3. That's becoming his trademark this race. Absolutely sends it into the tri-oval. Holy moly, and Poketer is just stuck like a Tetris piece back there with the lap down traffic as Sideswipe sniffs the rear bumper of the 14. Okay, my mistake. So you are on the lead lap right now, so now you're going a lap down. Sideswipe has passed you. And Aquatic is ahead of Support Gay Bees, which is major. Poketer finally able to make his way out of that traffic block, but he is down quite a lot of distance on Sideswipe, who is now charging out of turn 2. And Poketer's just exiting turn 2 himself here, so he's an entire back stretch behind now. Devastating. Auxilla is pitting. Trying to get around some lap traffic here. Ooh, taking a bit here. So Aquatic does have a fair advantage on Support Gay Bees now. But unfortunately, an entire lap behind, man. Let's go to Support Gay Bees right now in 12th. Looking to get around all of these lap down cars. Fortunately, doesn't seem to have the power to get off on the corners. Everybody, oh my god, no, a crash! Monty goes in, but Drew is fine. Okay, whew. Oh my god, that's going to be a yellow flag. And no, Drew, oh my god, Alex Ridian and Grample hard into Monty. Oh no. Oh no, dude. Sideswipe wins the race back to the yellow line. Now, that is heartbreaking for Aquatic. He's going to stay a lap down here. If Aquatic had beat Sideswipe to the line, Aquatic would have gotten his lap back, and that would have been major for his battle against Support Gay Bees. Here we go, we're going to watch this back here. Actually, let's watch the fight for pit lane here, as Grample is desperately trying to repair his damage. So again, this is all. Everybody on the lead lap is currently pitting right now. So we are going to see a race for first place here. Poketer has a chance to take this race back. Most players here are taking right fronts and a full a tank and a half of gas, I think. And Poketer's out, and Sideswipe loses quite a few positions. There we go, catching up to the pace car. And I think Auxilla is going to get a wave around. Yes, Auxilla is 5 laps down. So Poketer is going to lead, with Auxilla getting one of his laps back due to the really weird rules we're using. So let's get a replay of that crash incident. Here we are, a couple, there we go. So they go racing hard here. Drew charges past KO and Monty comes down to him. KO involved in the incident. And then boom, Grample. Alex Ridian. Hard impact. And that will possibly be the end of their race here at Atlanta. And it is their end. He's DNF'd. Grample and Alex out of the race. This has been a crucible. There has not been a single race this far into the season where I think more than 4 people DNF'd. Last week at Watkins Glen, I believe we had 5 DNFs, and 3 of them were from a very hungry tire barrier that I didn't know was going to be a pathing problem. But holy cow. We have had almost half the field DNF here, and we are not even at the halfway mark. As we are 1 to go as everyone separates. And Auxilla is back on the lead lap, really? No way. First and second, Poketer and Sideswipe, the story of the race, with Drooby Dooby narrowly avoiding wrecking himself there as Monty came across his front bumper. Or rather, he went into the rear bumper of Monty, but never mind that. But look at this. This is our whole grid. Scratches, scars, dents, missing body parts. Pock, the starting field here. Support Gabe Bees is going to start the inside line of lap-down cars. Aquatic, her challenger to the season championship, 2 positions behind her. This is going to be an ugly restart, folks. The 91 of Firestar Rocks has huge damage to his front right fender, and it's basically a gigantic parachute. So Aquatic is going to need to shoot down on the inside as quickly as he can to get the position here to challenge for Rocks, and immediately look at how much Firestar Rocks is holding him up. Poketer 3 wide as Drew looks on the outside. Oh my god, what are you guys doing? Bees on the inside. And just look at Sideswipe's ability to keep power on the outside line there. As he once again challenges Poketer for the top spot. Support Gabe's sent high to the outside. She's losing positions as Knight Rider Ace tries to get a couple there. Drooby Dooby is caught back in the mess as well. Drooby Dooby to the inside of Knight Rider Ace. And Sideswipe is in view of Poketer. Now we've seen time and time again where Sideswipe loves to strike Poketer, coming into turn 3 with that Hail Mary cut down the inside. Sideswipe's gonna have a huge run here. Are we going to see that stab once again? He tries it, doesn't have enough space, pulls it back a little bit, and he's gonna be riding that bumper. Speak about bumper, it's bumper to bumper back here. Oh, maybe on the inside. And yeah, Sideswipe goes right through as Poketer has a really bad turn 1. Marshall also capitalizing with a pass of his own. TG looking on. Miku and Aquatic are going at it on the outside line in this pack of cars here being led by Drooby Dooby. And Auxilla, oh my god, Auxilla almost gets into the back bumper of Drew. Oh my god, almost 3 wide. Bees with a terrible turn there. Aquatic capitalizing by getting right on her bumper. So yeah, that is one of the stories here. If Sideswipe gets it perfect, that is to say, wins the event, he got the pole position, and if he leads the most laps, and if Aquatic and Support Gay B's DNF from the race, Sideswipe could leave champion. We're focused on the 39 Project Diva Megamix Plus car of Bees as she battles with Aquatic, who is now on her inside that 14 Final Fantasy car, being pushed by KO. Those two are fighting for the season championship, if not the... rather than the winner of this race. And Poketer is doing a good job of not losing Sideswipe here. This is your first and second here. Between them is the 05 of Marshall, who is a lap down. No, Marshall's in second. What? Never mind me. Okay, no, this is all for first place. Pardon me. As Marshall is in it to win it. This is your first, second, and third as Poketer looks on the inside of the tri-oval. Has a great run here. He's going to push Marshall up the track, but man, Marshall is going. Holy cow. And TG up to fourth place. Let's go. He gets passed by Drooby Dooby, though. Holy cow. Only 7 cars on the lead lap. We are not at the halfway point yet. But what a race so far as Marshall tries to get on the outside of Sideswipe. Doesn't get the run, though. Poketer inching up. Drooby Dooby and TG also looking on. A little update on Bees' situation. She is in hell. She has lost the draft with her competitors, and Aquatic is sailing away from her in this pack of cars. Now, while not as severe as Talladega or Daytona, this is definitely one of the tracks on the schedule where drafting is a huge deal, having someone in front of you and behind you to cut your air resistance and go faster. Bees is plummeting right now because she has lost that friend group. As Marshall's still trying to attack for first place. Can still be saved with good super swims. That's the spirit. For those of you in the chat right now who don't follow Support Gay Bees on Twitch, you really should. She's such a fantastic personality, amazing, just an amazing all-around woman to watch try and speedrun Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. So if you're not following her, she's been doing near daily runs trying to finally get that PV she's been looking for quite some time. So if you could give her a follow and cheer her on one of her streams, that would make my day, let alone hers. And Drew smelling weakness. Poketer is falling pretty well, or pretty bad here. TG and Drew are sort of catching up here. Now, I'm gonna look at my car here for a moment because I purposefully set my aggression to 0 for this race. My AI allegedly will only pass unless it's like 100% mandatory, and it's like, no, okay, you're too damn slow, dude. My whole build right now is to try and push people to firsts. Since my championship is done, I'm doing absolutely crap in my own game, somehow. So, the fact I'm doing this while I'm in 4th now, passing Drew, is kind of insane. And holy cow, Oxzilla with a bad corner there, and Aquatic paying the price for it. Looked like the bottom lane was going in fast forward. And let's zoom out here because it is Sideswipe time. Look at that gap between him and Marshall there, coming out of turn 4, or coming out of turn 2, sorry. We got 4 laps to go until we hit the halfway mark. Lord have mercy. If we ended it at the planned 125 laps, we could already say this is the most intense race we've had all season, but we have so much to go yet tonight. We're going to be here until 10:30. Auxilla going to the pits. Aquatic gets another position as he's racing KO. Lap traffic for Sideswipe, the 91 of Firestar Rocks. And this is going to give Marshall an opportunity to get a little bit of distance here. As Sideswipe run was canned, it looks like Marshall is going to try and draft as Sideswipe enters the pits. So we're going to keep one eye. Aquatic is also entering the pits. We're going to keep one eye on Sideswipe, and we're going to keep another eye on Marshall here. Let's go camera and camera. Marshall staying out. Behind him is Poketer and Drooby Dooby. Sideswipe, pole position, getting that optimal pit stall right behind Aquatic. And here comes the rest of the friends. That is first, second, and third right now entering the pits. The 91 of Firestar Rocks, 4 laps down after being involved in the crash at the very beginning of the race. And a very tense race between TG and Sideswipe. TG almost getting first place, and it will! TG's gonna lead! Oh my god, go me! I doubt I can fend off Sideswipe, but it's very cool that I got here. And Poketer is going to beat Marshall out of the pits. Drooby Dooby behind Marshall. And will TG be leading? Poketer had an amazing pits, and yes, TG will lead the race. Poketer, unable to beat Sideswipe off the pits, is going to have to restart his battle here. And the man behind the curtain is leading at Atlanta. Poketer having a terrible turn 1 and 2. Marshall getting on his inside as he's stuck behind the damaged Firestar Rocks. Marshall is going to have a great run down the backstretch here, and Drew is going to power in. KO at his heels. KO and Knight Rider Ace are the last 2 cars on the lead lap. And Poketer trying to pass the hard way on the outside. It looks like he'll get it. And now we have TG finally in the lead, now fending off Firestar Rocks. Or, sorry, fending off Sideswipe, and he's not even going to put up a fight. Sideswipe is going to get on his inside and go see a kid. So Sideswipe, back in first. Now TG and Sideswipe are pretty far ahead of Marshall, who's currently in 3rd place. And KO! Get in, friend. The number 12 NVIDIA Chevrolet, working his way all the way up to 5th place. Great stuff. Drooby Dooby looking behind him. And Drew is hungry, man. That burger on the front of the car, not enough as he's looking for dessert. He's got a good lead down here. This battle is for 5th place between the 12 and the 45. Poketer trying to catch up to Marshall for 3rd. Got a little bit of a gap between each other. TG is doing a good job of hanging on to Sideswipe, I will say. Sideswipe has been able to get the lead reliably, but he's been unable to really... He tried getting away a couple of times as Drew is trying to get on the inside of KO. Side by side there. Fortunately, isn't able to complete the pass. Maybe he's got a good run here on the back stretch. Side by side, and Drew gets the pass. Thank you, sir. Come again. And he's gonna vroom off in search of Poketer. Lap down car of Pro Hybrid giving Sideswipe a little trouble. TG capitalizing as begins to push the leader. Getting really close there. Now, I did set my aggression to 0, so it's unlikely that I'm going to pass Sideswipe. Unfortunately getting... Oh, man. Wait a minute. Okay, good. I thought Hybrid and I were going to mesh into each other. Aquatic, since leading that lap down line on the last restart, has done fantastic. He's keeping up for the most part with the other cars. Unfortunately, he is not far enough ahead of support Bees. In fact, I think we've had enough people KO from the race that Aquatic at this point, I think, needs support Bees in order to have some sort of misfortune befall her. Go back to Sideswipe the leader. We are over the halfway mark. Phone moment. There we go. Let's look at this battle for third place as Poketer is going to try and capitalize on a slowed down Marshall. As Pro Hybrid is slowing everyone down, man. His car has not been super great. We're gonna Bees finally make it around Firestar Rocks. Yeah, there's not a lot of people left in the track, man. Just the 05 and the 87. This is the best battle we have right now. Poketer desperately fighting for position. TG almost 2 seconds off of Sideswipe at this point. Marshall is almost 5. Are the drivers allowed to text in race? As Drooby Dooby joins the fight for third. Now, I think we've thinned out the competitors enough that we probably won't have another huge crash incident. Perhaps that's a good thing. And driving under the influence, don't tell TG. Oh no. Yeah, Bees is currently not doing super hot. The only way that Bees can lose positions right now is if she has some sort of mechanical failure. Nippo is the closest one to her in 11th, 3 laps down. And Drooby Dooby, we missed that huge pass on Poketer, and Poketer is shuffled down to 5th place. Nippo, Pro Hybrid, and Surge are on pit lane. So we might be expecting a pit window soon. Sideswipe with a huge lead after TG had a little bit of trouble passing Surge. Your leader Sideswipe in the number 7 Teku Dodge. Looks like he's slowing down to the turn 4 and he's... Yep, it's pitting time, folks. Will TG and Marshall pit? No, TG and Marshall are staying out. So this is huge for the two of them, as the two of them will work together to try and get as much speed as they can out of this in-lap. Although Marshall is looking on the inside. Drew and Pocket are in the background. And Marshall gets the pass. And yeah, TG's slowing, going on the inside. It looks like Marshall is staying out, so we'll stay with him. As he gets another lap led. Knight Rider Ace exiting the pit. He's been doing fantastic, staying on the lead lap. Drooby Dooby and Polkador still have to pit as well. They're having a hell of a race here as they're both slowing down for the pit, and so is Marshall. So Marshall is your current leader here. We're looking at Sideswipe, who was the first one to pit. Well, I think it's a lap and a half down. So yeah, he's going through the tri-oval now, so he has to do another revolution in order to get back on the lead lap here. So Marshall's going to have to go here as TG is leaving the pit. Unfortunately, doesn't get a lot of time on Sideswipe, so... And who's that? Oh my god! The... Auxilla once again! Having a crash there. As Maestro is out of the pits. And Sideswipe zooms on by, so I believe Sideswipe is going to defend first place quite handily going into the backstretch. So I'll switch to my laptop here. Yes, Auxilla with critical engine damage this time. First, it was a flat tire that put him behind, and now, engine failure. And I think that might be Auxilla's race done. 15 DNFs. My god. Have mercy, dude. So yeah, after that pit cycle, everyone is pretty strung out here. Sideswipe massively ahead. Sideswipe is just exiting turn 4 right now, and Polkador is just entering turn 4. So a quarter a lap, a third of a lap ahead of TG. If Sideswipe can pull out the victory and Support Gay Bees and Aquatic don't make it, he could be your champion. A good fight going on here between Marshall and Polkador. Oh, Firestar rocks. Oh my god. This is a race, man. Holy cow. No one is making it out of this one alive. Marshall really close on the back bumper of Polkador. This is for 4th place right now. KO ahead of him in 3rd. TG leading this line in 2nd. Not too much to say right now. We are down to half our starting total of players. Almost half. I can't count, sorry. Poketer trying to make an attack on KO, but unfortunately doesn't get a good enough turn into turn 2. I believe KO is doing a maximum grip build here. He's got quite a bit into chassis and a lot into driver skill. So Poketer is going to have to charge into that corner as best he can to take a bumper and power off on the backstretch, or get it done off the corners here as KO is behind TG. So TG in the 27 Gatorade car, the 12 Nvidia, and the 87 we're following, the North Dundas Cabinetry and Woodworking car. This is for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Nippo in the 1 car is a lap down. Marshall is also fighting for position as well as Drew. So still a very, very, very competitive race as Sideswipe is currently trying to put support Gay B's a lap down. Marshall to the inside of KO. And Sideswipe is having a really tough time. I really don't want to cut away from this amazing race here for second. But now Surge is an issue as well. Sideswipe is being really slowed down by the points leader, who's refusing to go yet another lap down as, oh my god, we're almost 3 wide here for 3rd. Marshall gets sent up high. He's going to lose those 2 positions. So TG is leading. All 4 of these cars in your picture are fighting for position. This is for 2nd place with 73 laps to go. Marshall, terrible entry into turn 3. And KO is going to take 2nd place on the high line. Sideswipe still hasn't been able to pass support Gay B's yet. And our freight train of 2nd through 5th is going. They are working together. They are going to try and catch Sideswipe. Drew is going to latch on. No, huge move by Poketer trying to get to the front of the train. It's collapsed now. Everyone fighting for themselves, almost 3 wide going into turn 1. TG gets sent high but keeps the high line. Drew now joins the train, tries to get low though with his run off the corner. Sideswipe still unable to pass support Gay B's. Drooby Dooby looking for position here for 5th. TG tight on the rear of KO as he tries to go high. Surge going low. All 5 of these cars, or 4 of these cars, Surge trying to keep high here out of everyone's way, but TG staying high along with... Oh, and Surge is going down into the pits. Getting out of everyone's way, good for him. Sideswipe finally on the inside of support Gay B's. Still has a massive lead here, 7-second lead. Or maybe not? Yep, there we go. Gets on the inside of him. Pro Hybrid, Nippo, and Surge in the pits right now. TG is sent high as Marshall and KO try and pass him, but no, TG is going to power out. TG is going to go back to 2nd place. Holy cow, look at that run he's got. 2 by 2 they go down the backstretch. Poketer pushing Marshall. Drooby Dooby pushing KO. And Bees has passed again. Bees is really giving Sideswipe a tough time. I don't think this crew is gaining on them, though. The two Team Chaos members playing ball with one another as Poketer goes to the inside. And Marshall is sent high. Poketer eats him alive. And Sideswipe is going into the pits. Second through fourth, staying out. TG in the 27 Gatorade car leading the group. Everyone playing nice. Yes, thank you for the reminder to drink water. This has been a tough race. 66 laps remaining. Sideswipe is out of the pits. As Knight Rider Ace and Pro Hybrid race past him. And TG might be looking to enter the pits this time around. Yes! So Poketer will lead. Poketer, Marshall, and Drew staying out still. On the bottom screen is Sideswipe, who's been pretty much the car to beat all day. Absolutely dominant. Was the first one to pit during this cycle. On the top screen is Poketer, who's been one of the four other cars trying to challenge him for this victory. And it looks like Drewby Dooby's just going high here. Is Drew staying out? Yes, Drew is staying out and will lead a lap. Everyone in the chat has reminded me to drink water. I really appreciate it. I got a whole Brita filter up here with me. Because I knew I was in it for the long haul. I also got this, I got gifted to me this cooling fan. That's fantastic. Oh my god. It's pretty quiet. The microphone is still picking it up, I'm fairly certain. But at the very least, I'm cool. And if you have to deal with a little bit of white noise, boohoo. As Drewby Dooby enters the pits. How's the filter status looking? Can I get a full service? You can't hear it? Perfect. That means I'm good as an audio engineer. I am running, I don't like to run too many filters on my OBS microphone setup. I just have a basic compressor because I do tend to get very loud and yell, if you haven't noticed by now. So I just have that to clip me back into action. So I think Sideswipe is going to maintain the lead here. So Drewby Dooby exiting the pit, and he's going to be quite behind. As Sideswipe is just exiting. And there's TG. Alright, so I believe that's pit cycle's done. So Sideswipe, I think, has maintained first place. Behind him is KO in second. I think this is unofficial. And then Poketer, and then TG, and then Marshall, and then Drewby Dooby. So it looks like we're back to where it all began. There we go. We'll keep it on Sideswipe until the scoreboard updates. It says, yes, Drewby Dooby has dropped down to 6th. So I do believe I was correct there. Sideswipe lost a second and a half there on that pit cycle, apparently. Oh no, Pin has just entered the chat and is asking what has happened this race. Oh, I got bad news. 60 laps to go here in this crucible, man. Ay, ay, ay. Support KB is now 2 laps behind. Knight Rider Ace staying on the lead lap. Good for him, boy. Actually, maybe not for long. The car in front of Sideswipe is Knight Rider Ace. So we might see this be a 6-person race now. KO 6 seconds back. Firestar rocks. We've had 2 major crashes happen. Like, major crashes. Oh my god. We've also had a lot of people suffer mechanical faults. We have an Oxzilla suffer 2 mechanical faults in one race. Once, his tire went down, which sucks because Oxzilla was competing for the win. He had a fantastic car today. And then he had a critical engine failure a little bit later after that. So nothing but misfortune for the 31 dual banana team. Yeah, I hate to see it, as the story goes. And here we go, Knight Rider Ace, unfortunately, has to concede the bottom of the racetrack, and he will go a lap down. Salutes to you, number 51, Cook Serve Delicious Dodge. You have done a fantastic job trying to stay on the lead lap, but nothing can stop the random.org Teku Dodge. I had a lot of things planned for this stream, Sideswipe, but unfortunately my time has been very crunched lately with a lot of IRL stuff going on. So unfortunately a lot of prep had to be scrapped. I was going to do like an entire hype package video for this stream, but what can you do? Oops. So yeah, KO in second place is hugely in front of TG. I think the only way anyone has a chance to catch up to Sideswipe now is a yellow flag happening. Everyone else is fighting for third, and speaking of that, we have a pretty good battle for third here between TG and Poketer. I was planning on doing an all-star race with everybody who's won at least one race, I was going to do Bowman Gray Stadium, which is like a really tiny oval, just as a meme race, but things happened and I can't anymore, so. We're looking at TG fending off Poketer. This is for third place. Actually, let's go back to the leader here, because I kind of wrote off Knight Rider Ace a bit easy there. He is fighting for this position back. We'll keep an eye on that. We have 2 good battles going. So that battle was between Sideswipe and Knight Rider Ace. Knight Rider is trying to stay on the lead lap. This fight is for third place. Yeah, even though we've suffered so many losses this race, so many DNFs, this is still a very tense race. Sideswipe is running away from it. We're currently on watch. Currently, if the race ended right now, Support Gay Bees would be your championship winner. But we do have to keep an eye on them because we've seen so many mechanical failures that you'll never know what might happen. If Support Gay B suffers a mechanical failure, then Aquatic is going to win the championship. And if Aquatic DNFs, then Sideswipe, presuming he continues his utter dominance this race, might squeak out a win. I still, wasn't able to go over any funny math, or that was another thing I really wanted to do, was a couple of, like, stats calculations as Poketer goes on the inside of TG. I was going to have a bunch of information ready on being like, if Aquatic wants to win, Bees needs to finish this, and then also lead lap. Like, I was going to do that stuff, but again, time was an issue running into this, but man, it looks like I didn't need to do any of that, as this race has stood on all 4 of its legs. Again, look at this wide shot of KO. Actually, screw that. Huge pass there by Marshall on Poketer on the inside. Maestro in the 05 Turtle Wax car. Huge run and absolutely made Poketer eat it. Yeah, I don't know what that analogy was. You know, reading it back in my mind. Stand on its own, I guess is what I was trying to say, and then kind of sprout on this. Oh my goodness, poking her! Catching up there. This is a really tight battle for third place. All three of these cars fighting for position. Roaring out of turn 4 into the tri-oval. And Sideswipe is in the pits. This is a scheduled pit stop for him. We have another pit cycle on our hands with 42 laps to go. Sideswipe is looking for the perfect. Sideswipe got pole position. That's 5 points. Sideswipe is currently leading the most amount, has the most laps led. That's 10 points. 5 for leading a lap and 5 for having the most. So that's 15 points right there. If Sideswipe can get the win, that's an additional 5 bonus points there on top of, if I could do the math, 40... something points. It's 2 points per position you finish in front of. 48 points. So that's 68 points on the line of with Sideswipe if he can finish this off. Six cars on the lead lap. KO has now pit. Again, we're all on pins and needles here. Just under 50 laps to go, and reliability is a huge concern. I think we're done with the worst of the major crashes. We had a huge crash where Logie Kara got into Star Fox 230, taking out beefy health insurance, Star Fox, Quill, and championship hopeful Pin really early in the race. We also had another crash as Marshall goes into the pits. We also had another crash where Monty rolled across the front bumper of Drooby Dooby, and he was struck by both Grample and Alex Riddian, DNFing all three of them. Elite was out with suspension issues that was unrepairable, and Auxilla had critical engine failure after also failing a flat tire earlier in the race. And that's sort of been your update to now as we follow this huge pit cycle here. Did Drooby Dooby take first? Or has he not pit yet? As Maestro exits the pit. So Maestro is half a lap down right now. Yes, Drooby Dooby is only pitting now. Okay. So Drooby Dooby is the last one on the lead lap to pit, I believe. Yes, okay. So where will Drooby Dooby be as Sideswipe passes by him? Health insurance redeemed to send help. So we should see at least 2 more pit stops remaining. I don't think anyone pitting now has enough to make it to the end. And again, you'll never know when we'll need a black flag. Or when we'll need a yellow flag, sorry. As Drew gets out of the pits, Sideswipe well in front of him. Saying here Marshall's a lap down, I don't think that's correct. Yeah, these are... The side there is still have yet to be updated. Since I believe Knight Rider was fighting to be on the lead lap there. Yeah, so Drooby Dooby should fall to third. Hey, how did... No, he should have fallen to 6th. There he goes. Okay. Alright, we'll focus on this battle between TG and Poketer. This is for 3rd place. Actually, hold up. So Knight Rider Ace is fighting to stay on the lead lap. You know who's behind Knight Rider Ace there? That's KO. He's in 2nd. KO is fighting for 1st here soon. I'll keep tabs on that while we look at Poketer and TG duke it out. And Poketer is just driving away from TG. And KO gets the pass on Knight Rider Ace. Knight Rider Ace trying to defend, but KO is running for Sideswipe. Don't believe this comeback, man. Your Uber is ready. KO unfortunately getting stuck behind Nippo. Oh, my voice is actually starting to go now. Holy moly. Drooby Dooby is currently trying to turbo on the bumper of Marshall. He's looking for that 5th place spot. As KO continues to power forward, Sideswipe in front of him. That carrot dangling in front of him. And Drew is hunting down Marshall for 5th place. Should have invested in voice. Yeah, my commentator. Yeah, we didn't even go over the meta for what the commentator has to spend their points on as Surge enters the pit lane. And here we go. Drew is ready to set up an attack on Marshall. And already going into turn 4, takes the bottom with ease. Will Marshall power out of this? No, and the Ford passes the other Ford. And that's a clean pass for 5th place as they go through the tri-oval. Now, unfortunately, now that KO has broken his fight with Knight Rider Ace as he enters the pit, I think he lost his drafting buddy, and yeah, look at that, all the way up in the turn there. Sideswipe is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Still watching this battle for 5th. Yeah, Drooby Dooby not leaving any French fries left in the bag for Marshall as he speeds away from him. And yeah, Sideswipe, commanding lead now. Absolutely putting it on against KO. Gonna look through the field here to see what else is up. Knight Rider Ace just left the pits. He'll have to pit at least one more time this race. As Aquatic passes him for position. Hokuder being stuck behind Surge. A Borger. 31 laps remaining in this absolute death race. Oh my goodness. KO. Go to the pit. Go to the pit. KO and Sideswiper pitting. I believe means TG is in second place now. This is a huge race off of pit lane here. Both of them getting to the right side tires, or left side tires at the same time. KO is going to be done first. And they're going to have an explosive battle here. So KO has been given another chance here. Dude, I watched so much of that when I was a kid. As the burger takes another bite, getting on the inside of TG for second place. Todd Berger on the reel. I know Todd, I watched more early 2000s Hollywood Squares than I did America's Funniest Home Videos, so I know him more from that. And Sideswipe is trying to get around Pro Hybrid. Aquatic leaving the pits. And also my mother watched a lot of Dancing with the Stars as well, so when that was relevant. TG braking really early for the pit. So we're actually going to stay focused here on Sideswipe. Now KO is unfortunately... Oh my god, Drew is going to go a lap down here. That's not good for his pit chances. 26 laps remaining. And Drew's still not pit. Actually, hold up. How much fuel if Drew saves a pit stop and wins this race? I'm going to go ballistic as Dan Carino goes on the inside. I want to say the math here is 22 laps. I don't think Drew can make it. He's on the bottom. He might be entering the pits this lap. No, he's continuing. There's no way that happens, right? Yeah, that punch would be bad enough karma for another big crash. I'm checking through the log here. I don't see any mechanical failures as Drew finally enters the pits. He'll have 23 laps remaining when he gets out. That's right on the edge, folks. If Drew shaves off a pit stop and wins because of that, I will eat a sock on stream. Yeah, so Drew is going to go quite a ways down here, unfortunately. Drew lost a lot of position staying out as long as he did. On the worst tires. Because you will lose, the longer you stay out, yeah, you get those laps led, but you're also running those laps on really bad tires, and that impacts your lap times. So if Drew does not get those laps as TG passes him, if Drew does not get those laps and shaves off that pit stop, that might be his race over. This is his outside shot to try and win the whole thing. Support Gate B is going on his outside. KO here in the number 12. Stuck a bunch of lap down cars, being led by Pro Hybrid. Knight Rider Ace, who's kicking and screaming, trying to stay on the lead lap this whole race. He's been doing fantastic. Being pushed by Aquatic in the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy XIV car. So this is who we're going to focus on for now. 21 laps remaining. If anyone pits now, they can make it to the end. With the settings we're using. I think the closest battle we have going on here is between Drooby Dooby and Maestro. Between them is Support Gay Bees, who, again, to reiterate, if the race ends right now, Support Gay Bees wins the championship. If Sideswipe wants to win the championship, Bees and Aquatic both need to DNF. Which, Aquatic is running a 75 reliability car, and Bees is running a 60. So it's not outside the possibility. As KO gets past Dan Carino, and so does Knight Rider Ace. And Drooby Dooby is off in search of TG as his next victim. So again, the championship point system in the SCRPG L. For every position you finish in front of, that's 2 points. For a total of 48 points if you finish in first. There are bonus points awarded. If you lead a lap at any point, if you have 1 lap led, that's 5 bonus points. If you've led the most laps of anyone, that is another 5 for a total of 10 that you can get from that. If you qualify on the pole, that's another 5 points. And if you finish first, that's 5 points on top of the 48 you win normally. So the most you can win, I think we were saying, is 68 points, which Sideswipe is actually on track of getting a perfect this race, if he can keep his car together. Is that 1 point off? Hold on, this is important. No, you're not 1 point off. Support Gay Bees has to DNF. Oh, 1 point off from 69. Oh, okay. No, never mind. Haha, funny number. Oh, by the way, while we were talking about that, Drew has taken the position from TG for 4th place. Poketer in 3rd place. He's been running an amazing race. He was battling with Sideswipe for the longest time, but it's just gotten to the point now where there's just too much race. And he's just losing too much ground to the faster Sideswipe to really gain all that time off the pits. Here's Aquatic, who's in 8th place, 2 laps down. Nippo just left the pits. Nippo's sort of on a recovery drive right now after being involved in an earlier incident, which he had to remove his rear bumper due to damage. And Poketer is on a mission right now. He's passing the 91 of Firestar Rocks, and the next car in front of him is the 12 of KO. And look at that, he's in the picture with him. Almost. No, he was for a moment. So we're following the 12 of KO, who's in 2nd place. 9 seconds back from Sideswipe. No, this is the longest race by far. The most laps we've done before this was 125 as KO goes to the pits. So this is KO's last pit stop of the whole race. And so is Sideswipe is also in the pits. So this is huge. KO needs a massive pit stop here. He needs to have Sideswipe roll low on that consistency rule. But I don't think it's going to be enough to take... What is that? So many seconds off. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. So Sideswipe's going to be finished up with his left side tires, and he's going to roll him out of there. KO is going to be pretty far behind here coming out. As TG and lots of Rice pass by KO on the outside there. There's Sideswipe. Pokedur is your current leader. 11 laps remaining. The Sideswipe easily passes TG. Now, eyes right now are on Drooby Dooby. He pitted with 24 laps to go. I don't think that is enough to make it on gas. However, if Drew pulls off the impossible and is... I don't think the AI is at all capable of doing this. But if he ran slow and saved fuel as... Oh! Pokedur entering the pits there. If Drooby Dooby can save his fuel and scratch off an entire pit stop, I think that might be enough to stay in front of Sideswipe for the win. And look who is behind him. Is Sideswipe. So let's pull out here. That's Sideswipe behind him. Drooby Dooby on terrible tires right now. If his plan is to work, he needs to stay in front of Sideswipe, and I don't think that's possible. So even if he does shave off a pit stop here, that's going to be game over for him. And that, just like that, outside pass, Sideswipe easily putting Drooby Dooby a lap down. And that's before Drew enters the pits. Yeah, we're all strung out right now. I don't think there's a lot of people to look at. Looks like there's not a lot of tight fights right now. Everyone's sort of by themselves. I'm looking for Maestro is just leaving the pits, it looks like. I'm trying to keep my eyes everywhere right now, trying to look for anybody who might be having any engine problems. Pokedur and Aquatic are going at it. Drooby Dooby still getting laps led. And Drooby Dooby's in the pits. 5 laps to go in the pits, and he's driving out right now. So Drew will not steal this race away. All eyes on Sideswipe. 4 laps to go. Or 5 laps to go, sorry. It already counted down. Aquatic is not racing for position behind Pokedur here. But it would be nice. As Sideswipe continues to completely dominate. KO reportedly 20 seconds back. That seems a bit much for how close they left the pits with one another. Yeah, KO is an entire back straightaway behind, so not quite 20 seconds. Yeah, 4 is a lot better. But we're gonna stick with Sideswipe here. In the remaining 3 laps of the first season of the Stock Car Role-Playing Game League. And if Sideswipe can pull this off, he'd be the most winningest driver in the league. Winning Bristol, Talladega, and Atlanta. If his car holds together here, 2 laps remaining. And if the race ends right now, Bees, support gay Bees in the 39 Project Diva Megamix Plus Miku car will win the championship as she goes out of sync because Wi-Fi sucks. Surge enters the pits. Aquatic making a huge move here on, oh, doesn't get it though. Poker with the block. But we'll stay with Sideswipe for now. As he's on the back stretch. I'm very quickly going through the field right now. Doesn't look like anyone's had any engine trouble. Roaring out of turn 4. Taking the white flag. Sideswipe is going to achieve the perfect. Gunning it down the back straightaway. 2 turns separate him and a perfect day at Atlanta Motor Speedway. There he is, going into the tri-oval. The checkered flag waves for Sideswipe. And that is going to be the race. As support gay Bees is entering the back straightaway one last time. 2 easy corners, and we have ourselves a champion. And after 12 weeks, support gay Bees will be your Stock Car Role-Playing Game League champion. What a race. Holy moly. Aquatic will get 2nd place in the league standings with his 8th place finish. But man, Sideswipe, the early part of the season was dominated by Sideswipe. And the last race will go to him as well. Unfortunate, because Watkins Glen, Sideswipe was among one of the outside bet contenders going into Atlanta, and a near the end of the race pit killed his championship point hopes of having a hope in this race. If his Watkins Glen was better, Sideswipe might have won the championship. It's going to be close. Sideswipe might have actually passed Aquatic, now that I'm thinking about it. But we'll have to see. Let's quickly get the laps led on here for everyone to see. Yeah, there was so many people. Firestar Rocks, Health Insurance, Maestro, you could argue, all had their hopes dashed at Watkins Glen last week, and I don't think I made a big enough deal about that. And that really led in today being a 2-person race between support gay Bees and Aquatic. There you go, laps led, Sideswipe. It's not even a contest, folks. Sideswipe dominated the whole day. 133 laps led. Poketer was the only one to really come close. Drooby Dooby on his alternate pit strat leading 18 laps, staying out longer than anyone else. Didn't really pan out, unfortunately. And Marshall and TG will also get 5 bonus points for that. And yeah, that's it. I wish I had a bit more fanfare for the end of 3 months of a fantastic experience bringing you all this. Oh man. This was some of the most fun content I've made in a long, long time. And I'm so glad I could include so many awesome friends of mine in on it as well. 24 of you. I'm very happy that I could put this on, and it was a ton of work. Making everyone's skins how they liked it. That was a new experience for me. That was the first time I've ever had to really like UV map models and stuff. Some turned out better than others, I will admit, but I did create a couple of bangers, man. Oh man, and putting on... I've learned more about Google Sheets doing this than I will ever know in my whole life. Holy shit. Between getting everyone's Google Docs set up for allowing them to spend the points in order to enter them into the game. I wrote a goddamn Python script to automate that so I wouldn't have to spend hours doing it before race day, man. I learned a lot. I love racing. I love this, and I just want to thank each and every single one of you for participating, and even more so everybody watching right now live on my Twitch channel or on the VOD on my YouTube. That Pocono race a couple weeks ago was the most watched stream I've ever had, and it was a good race. It was between only 3 people, but it was a good race. We had so many people DNF this race. We're definitely gonna have to, I'm definitely gonna have to watch this back again. But, wow. I'm so glad we could end it on such a high note. That was a very competitive race almost all the way through. Sideswipe got away from everybody there at the end, but it was a roller coaster getting to that point. And, man, congratulations once again to Support Gay Bees. You deserve it with how, I say you deserve it. This is an RNG crapshoot for the most part. You can sniff out what to go for during the Tuesday tests, but it's between you and God out on the racetrack. Pin's hopes absolutely dashed after that major crash at the beginning of the race. You hate to see it. He had an outside chance at winning that championship, but unfortunately he ends his day in 21st. Aquatic had an okay vehicle. He ends in 8th. He stayed out of trouble. I finished off with another top 5. I'm pretty happy with that. I had a pretty garbage Stock Car League season, but hey, whatever. So yeah, for the people watching the VOD, this is where I'm going to cut recording. Thank you so much for watching along the past 3 months. Holy moly, this has been... I'm just repeating myself at this point, but this has been so much fun to bring on and stuff. So, yeah, there's 2 links in the description of this YouTube video. There's going to be a link to the results Google Doc, where you can see, you know, points and all that stuff, and as well as a playlist for watching every other race in the schedule, as well as a Brucey bonus. I have the unlisted non-canon Dover race that went to shit because it went to the wrong amount of laps, and the AI did not know how to handle pit strategy because of it. So, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Have an awesome day wherever you are.